Hello! For the first of our technique lectures with the Cradle Club, I'm going to talk about the bow hand because the bow hand is crucially important. I'm going to play for you one of my favorite pieces without the bow. Pretty amazing, right? There's no sound without the bow. And without the bow hand, we really can't make much of a noise. So the bow hand is that which allows power and energy to go into the instrument and also gets feedback from the instrument in a very, very valuable way. So it's important the bow hand be relaxed and flexible. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of story about the bow hand, and then I'm going to tell you about the function of the bow hand, and then we'll do some exercises. I like to think of a story about the bow hand where a very, very large child, a very, very small child, and a normal-sized child went to play in a playground, and they found a teeter-totter. Teeter-totter had the fulcrum, and they tried with everybody on one side of the fulcrum, and that didn't work. And they tried everybody on the other side of the fulcrum, and that didn't work. So then they put the big guy close to the center, but the littlest guy way at the end, and the normal-sized kid in between. And they found they had a very, very, very good balance, and they could play all afternoon to their heart's content. So you know your bow hand is great when it's round, all the fingers and knuckles are curved, just like you're holding an orange. You'll know it's really, really good when the fingers are naturally spaced. Here's my hand at rest, here's my hand on the bow. And will not be too pronated or too supinated, but just pretty much square on. Every finger on the bow has a function. We'll talk more about that. This is our power finger. First finger is our power finger. The pinky is for balance and control, and these fingers are for color. So if you want to make a very, very beautiful sound, activate these middle fingers. I'd like to talk about the bow hand in relation to the plumbing in your house. Our plumbing allows water to flow through in exactly the right way we want in our house, and our bow hand will do that too. Check out the sink in your bathroom and see whether it's a pedestal sink in which you can see the plumbing underneath, or if you have a cabinet, stick your head inside the cabinet and see if you can see the plumbing. You'll see two very small pipes called risers that support the hot and cold water. We want that water to come out with a lot of force, so there's a very, very small pipe that lets the water come out there. Not a whole lot of water, but a lot of force. And so that would be like just using your first finger for weight. Not a lot of force, but not a lot of power, but a lot of force. Coming out of the drain is a bigger pipe, maybe about that big. And this allows the water from the sink to drain well. Coming out of your bathroom, there's a bigger pipe. Coming out of your laundry tub, there's a bigger pipe still, allowing water to flow through freely. Coming out of your toilet, there's a bigger pipe, and coming out of the house is the biggest pipe of all, probably 8 inches. And so you could have the shower going, flush a toilet, run the dishwasher. All this water is going to flow smoothly through the pipes out the house. So if we have just one finger engaged on the bow, some people do that, we're not going to have a lot of control. We're going to have a lot of back pressure. The more fingers we can put on the bow and engage, the more control and power we'll be able to have. I'm going to give you an exercise to help you find that power. This exercise is really, really simple. You don't need a book, you don't need any special equipment, you just need your hand and a little bit of determination. I want to teach you the role of the fingers on the bow hand, or rather I'd like to have you teach yourself the role of the fingers on the bow hand. So to learn the role of all 4 fingers and how they cooperate with the bow, let's put them in pairs, Noah's Ark style, okay? So I'd like to play the first couple of notes of a G major scale with my first and third fingers on the bow and my second and fourth fingers in the air. Can you do that? Okay, so now I use all my fingers to put the bow on the string. Now I take off my first and third fingers. You see, sometimes even I get confused with this. Take off the first and third. Second and fourth are on the bow. What does that sound like? Good. Now, after you try that, we'll take off the middle two fingers. And now we'll take off 1 and 4 and just play the bow with second and third fingers. Immediately put all 4 fingers on the bow and play your scale. Are you surprised at how good that feels and how you can feel the weight and power transfer from finger to finger? If so, keep doing it. If you don't feel it yet, keep doing it. This is a great exercise that you can use every day when you start to practice, or in one of your practice sessions every day. Hopefully you practice several times a day. That's the most efficient practicing. And just do this little exercise. You'll find in no time that you'll know the role of all the fingers on the bow. Don't forget the thumb. The thumb kind of hides in here, but the thumb should always be happy. Here's a happy thumb, right? It's smiling. Here's a sad thumb. Never a sad thumb. Always a happy thumb. Engaged fingers that met each other on the playground, as we said at the beginning of the video. Thanks for paying attention to the bow hand. It's crucial that the join between our arm and the bow hand, be relaxed and strong. So I hope you make a lot of progress on this month, so that when we add bow stuff to do next month, you've already got this basic thing really to your liking. See you next month.